and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. For more than 100 years, University of Vermont Extension has supported our communities, families, and businesses. In recognition of the services and programs provided by Extension to Vermonters, a celebration was recently held at the State House. The legislative reception drew several hundred people to the State House cafeteria. The event celebrated the university as a whole and specifically the contributions of Extension and the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences.
The grand idea of the importance of agriculture and extension and the practical application of important research dates back to at least 1865, when Senator Morrill from Vermont introduced the land grant legislation, and of course President Lincoln signed that. That started a whole new opportunity for access in higher education in America for youth, and importantly for the incredibly important application of research, discovery, and new knowledge. And the University of Vermont has been a land grant university since 1865. And as I look at the leadership, Tom and Chuck and others in the college and extension, it's getting better every single year since 1865.
In my view, as a former legislator, as somebody who worked in the congressional delegation as secretary, I would submit to you Extension may be one of the state's best kept secrets. And the collaboration and reunification of the College of Agriculture and Extension, I think, really holds enormous promise to do things in even a better way and in a more amplified way than we have in the past. And I'll just give you 3 examples of why this combination of Extension and the College of Agriculture at the university is so important in Vermont. First of all, one of the things I've discovered is that we have a couple of programs in Extension that have nothing to do directly with agriculture or food, but have everything to do with the families in our communities and helping those families be healthy families who can participate in their communities in a way that contributes and keeps the children in a place where they're making the right choices so they don't get on the wrong path. And so if you're looking about good youth education, there's a number of programs administered by Extension that really are effective in getting kids to go to college and getting kids to stay off drugs. And you think about those outcomes, that makes a difference in our community, doesn't it? Then I was just talking about a Dr. Connor, who is not in Extension but is in College of Agricultural Life Science, and his work demonstrating why it makes sense for us to invest in buying local food, because it's actually an investment in magnifying the impact of local food on our economy. For every dollar we invest locally, Dr. Connor's research says it contributes an additional 76 cents to a local economy. That's an enormous reason for all of us to invest in local food in our state. And he has done that work demonstrating the impact of the University of Vermont Medical Center and the impact they make by choosing to buy Vermont food when they can. And then I was just in the Ag Committee talking with Representative Partridge and her colleagues about the work that Heather Darby was before them discussing this morning, and that is the opportunities around a former weed in Vermont called milkweed that now actually has enormous positive potential applications in a marketplace in Canada. And that we're actually looking for the opportunity to grow milkweed on Vermont farms so we can harvest that milkweed and produce product that is now being developed in Canada. So there's a whole new opportunity, a whole new marketplace for Vermont farmers and potentially all the ancillary businesses that might be attached to that production that could happen here in Vermont. So those are examples of what we do at the University of Vermont and why the College of Agricultural Life Science in combination with Extension, I think, has a bright future. So that's why I'm thrilled to be here. And probably the most important reason why I'm thrilled is because of the people that I get to work with here in Extension at the university.
You know, in Extension, our work is to really take the knowledge of of the university out into the community. And I kind of see this as a great way for us to bring all that work that's out in the community to the State House. So we're working with all the same constituents as these legislators are, but they don't always get to see what that's happening out on the ground. So just like we bring our work to farmers, I like to think of this as an opportunity to share that with the folks that are also serving that same population. And we get to kind of celebrate success and talk about things that could work on. I just had a conversation with a fellow about new rules that will affect farmers, and we talked about the farmers in his neighborhood. It's great to be able just to share that information back and forth and really share what Extension's doing out in those local communities with their legislators.
The Extension is working very closely with us in regards to our water quality issues that we're facing, and doing outreach and educational work with farmers. So no, they play a very important role, and if anything, we the state should be funding them a little better than we are, but with our limited resources, it's been a problem. But they certainly have made a major difference in how our agriculture has moved forward.
UVM Extension is really important for us as legislators. Every year we hear from UVM Extension workers, employees. As a matter of fact, at the end of last week and this morning, we heard from Heather Darby. In the first case about water quality issues, today we heard about all of her exciting projects with Roger Rainville, including hemp, milkweed, and hops. And that gets us really jazzed. The Extension folks tend to work with our farmers, and so they have that one-on-one experience with the people who are actually doing the work. That's really valuable for us, you know.
Why is that valuable?
It's valuable because, as I said, some of us are farmers and some of us get certain aspects of farming, but not all of us are. And it's important to share that kind of information for the people who don't have the experience.
We've been at this for almost 104 years, Will. UVM Extension has been serving the state in so many ways, in food, in ag, in community development, economic development, youth, natural resources, you name it. And we work with each other all the time. We work with our partners in the state all the time, but there's one time of the year where we get together with our legislators who fund us on an annual basis and celebrate the success of all of this programming. I love having people come. They ask us questions about things we're doing in all those areas, about things we're doing in different parts of the state, and it's a way for us to answer their questions, but also to celebrate the fact that this is a really, really special thing. UVM Extension, the Ag Experiment Station, we couldn't do this without the state of Vermont, and we're delighted to do it for the state of Vermont and all of its people.
We're on a mission to grow our economy, and this is part of what we're doing here. We're going to grow our economy, our local economy. UVM Extension is critical to that because our farm families, our farmers, our people in agriculture, they're in the rural parts of the state. So we're going to need UVM's leadership on that. We're going to work closely with them. One partnership that we've had already, the President talked about water quality and how important that is. Just one example that we worked together recently on over the summer. We worked with UVM Extension and our agency on a water quality project in the Mad River Valley with a family there working on chip bedding. And you know, traditionally maybe you would put concrete down, but by working with UVM and Extension, we used chips, and it's managed better, so that's helping our water quality. That's just one of the things that we're working on.
It's really about science, research in this broad field of agriculture and food safety and security, right through its application, translation, and implementation in our great extension service offices and our extension agents, and the opportunity to bring the cutting-edge research from the university right into every county in our communities and towns here in Vermont. It's about innovation. It's about taking new discoveries and seeing how they apply to help advance our towns and our communities in Vermont. And finally, I would just mention one of the most important things that our colleagues do in the College of Agriculture and in Extension, and that is what they do in 4-H, Youth in Vermont, and how we bring them along with programs, activities, opportunities to engage in research to make sure that we are investing in the future of agriculture and extension through youth and their understanding and importance of education and research and application here in Vermont.
The university in general plays a big role in the state of Vermont with the number of students, Vermont students that attend there. The agricultural college, of course, is very strong with Professor Vogelman at the helm. Does a super good job. You know, we have over, 400 and some odd freshmen Vermonters attending there. The university participates in our 2+2 program where they team up with VTC. Students go there for a couple of years and then transfer over to the university. It seems to be working very well, and we've graduated over 100 students from that program over the past years, and they're a big asset to the state of Vermont and to our agricultural community, as well as our local communities. You know, they become school board members and council members. I don't think we have any of them that have become legislators or senators, but it's just a matter of time before those students are here setting policy.
Well, food was also a big topic at the event. 2 Vermont products took center stage. Island Ice Cream of Grand Isle and Allen Home Farm of South Hero brought the vanilla ice cream and apple pie. As many viewers know, Allen Home Farm has quite a history. It has been in the Allen family since 1870, and it is the oldest commercial apple orchard in the state. The farm is owned by Ray Allen and his wife Pam. They currently grow 25 acres of apples and harvest raspberries, blueberries, and cherries. The farm stand sells over 3,000 apple pies a year, all handmade. The Allens have served on Extension's Advisory Council, and they have hosted UVM events at their farm for years. Aside from the apple pie, one of Ray Allen's favorite things is having his guests share a kiss with one of his donkeys.
Like when I saw the donkey eating a peppermint off his mouth, I was really enthralled by its skill, and I got really excited. Oh, okay, I should try this thing, and then, okay, let me try and let me get a first-hand experience and know how it feels to kiss a donkey.
The visit to Allen Home Farm in South Hero isn't all peppermints and donkeys. There's also hot apple pie topped with maple ice cream.
I never heard this kind of experience from other friends of mine who are also faculty at different universities. It's really interesting to me.
I would definitely say it's unique, and I kind of bragged about it to my friends that I was going on this farm tour, and they were like, this is insane, like, this is so quintessentially Vermont, I'm jealous.
The new faculty tour is organized by University of Vermont Extension. From cows to maple candy, the tour gives attendees an opportunity to get off campus and explore their new home firsthand.
I learned that UVM Extension is doing a really great job connecting UVM researchers with the community and vice versa. And this is not something that you usually see very often. As a new faculty member, I can also contribute, to the community, and it's good to see at least a portion of our research helping the taxpayers to produce food or safeguard our natural resources.
Sylvia Perry's work as a social psychologist gives her a good perspective into the importance of getting outside of one's comfort zone.
In my research, I talk a lot about awareness and, sort of bias awareness, but also exposing yourself to individuals that maybe you're not used to being around and how that can change your assumptions. And so I think it was nice for me to get out and go interact with farmers, because it's not really a group of individuals with whom I often interact, and I don't know much about their experiences. So it was good to hear about their experiences and how, for example, climate change is affecting their work.
As a land-grant institution, faculty and staff at University of Vermont are charged with making sure their research has real-world applications. This kind of trust is something new engineering professor Banderetti takes very seriously.
All my life I was in school. I never had a real industry job or something. But for me, going from a laboratory to the outside and interacting with the community, I really got a different experience, a different feeling. By talking to the people in the community, we will know what are the issues now. So by studying these, by talking to them, we'll get a better idea of the issues that they are facing. That's why I think the professors or the researchers should interact with the community, and they should go in hand.
And that's our program for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. I'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.